Monday morning and we are having a rest and recovery, romanticising your life kind of day. I said in my last video that I am really bad at knowing when to rest, and resting in general is something I really struggle with, just to sit down, take my time and have that breathing space. I've had a really lovely slow morning so far. I've done some reading in bed, I've done my journaling, I've even made sure to make time for some Bible study, which has just been really relaxing and healing. I have spent a lot of time recently in the garden, digging things up, lifting heavy things, planting lots, and I do really enjoy doing that, but it takes such a toll on my muscular health, my physical health, and I have really noticed recently that my body is almost struggling to keep up with me, which is why today I am just taking it slow, making sure that I can sit down loads, that I'm really nourishing my body. I'm sure I'm not the only one who is really bad at resting, and I think maybe as a collective people are trying to catch up with a lot of life that they missed out on during COVID, and because of that are putting too much of themselves into too much, if that makes sense. And I think maybe we need to just step back and have a look at everything that we have done and are doing still, and really make intentional space for breaks and time off and holidays and just space to enjoy space. So my plan for this morning is, I've already eaten some breakfast, but I really love making my own ginger shots. I haven't been as consistent with it as I would have liked, but on our last food shop I made sure to get a whole bunch of ginger, so I'm going to use some of that today and freeze the rest of it. I always use apples, ginger, lemon, water, and I always add some turmeric powder in as well because it's really good for you and very anti-inflammatory. The other thing I would really like to do today is a little bit of baking, because I have had my eye on doing some mini egg cookies for a little while now, and we do have mini eggs left over from Easter, so today is the absolute perfect day to be doing it. If you're watching this video, it means that you are taking some time for yourself, and I really hope that you continue to do so throughout the day. So let's get started with some of the lovely things that we have planned. About doing this is that you know exactly what ingredients you're putting in, and the other thing is that it kind of feels like you get to play with your food a little bit. You wouldn't want to have all the pulp in it, and this is a lot of pulp. I didn't take any of the skin off the ginger or the lemon or the apple. It's all mixed in here together, and mainly the reason I like to do that is because I feel like there's a lot of nutrient in those things that if you don't include them in the initial kind of blending, you miss out on them. I also add an absolute ton of honey, and that is because my body
will reject anything that it doesn't like the taste of. It just won't let me eat or drink anything it doesn't like. These cheesecloths are so easy to come by, and I got mine on Amazon. I think they came in a 2-pack, but they are so good and are really easily washable. I like to wash mine by hand just so they don't get detergent in them in the washing machine. Just keep twisting and squishing until you can get as much of that liquid out of the pulp as you can. If anyone has any tips for what to do with the pulp afterwards, because I've not quite figured it out yet, and I'm wondering if it would be okay to use as like a compost almost. But if you guys know of anything that it would be useful for, please let me know in the comments below. I'm actually going to pop this back in the blender one more time, just because I usually have to add a little bit more water to make sure that I have enough to fill the 100ml bottles that I've got. Once I've done that, I will then transfer into the bottles, have one now, and then refrigerate the rest of them. Has that really fiery ginger taste, but the sweetness of the honey just really makes it bearable. And I know that's such a funny thing to say, like, oh, here, make these things that, you know, might make you feel like your throat's burning, but they are so good for you, and it's so simple and easy to make at home. I cannot recommend them enough. I'm just sitting, finishing off a blog post to go out for next week.
and just wanted to kind of close off this video by saying that I have learnt a little bit more about myself today, just in terms of where I really do find enjoyment in things and certain hobbies. Where I felt the most rest today was probably when I was reading and sitting down. Obviously going in the hot tub is a really nice kind of addition to that. And actually the baking side of things, although I enjoy it, I don't necessarily find it restful because I have to be doing something with my hands, and it's sometimes quite physical as well if you're like mixing ingredients, and cookie dough in general is quite stiff to mix. So it's not that I didn't enjoy it, I think I probably would have enjoyed it more had I had more energy. But that's just something to keep in mind for my next kind of restful, relaxing day. The book I've been reading this weekend is a book called Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And I've had my eye on this book for a long time but kind of forgot about it, but every time I see it I go, oh yeah, I would really like that book. And what I've read of it so far I'm very much enjoying, and I feel like there's a bit of mystery to it. I'm really looking forward to seeing kind of where the plot points take me. I did pick it up yesterday when I was in Waterstones because I was really lucky to get some vouchers for my birthday. I also really enjoy reading other people's favourite books. So like yesterday I asked a lovely young girl in the shop what her favourite books were, and I was actually really surprised about what her answers were. They were books that I'd never heard of before and wouldn't have kind of picked off of the shelf straight away, mainly based on looks. And these were the two books that she had said were her favourites. So one of them is The Secret History, and it's apparently the like original dark academia book, and that is right up my street. I love a bit of dark academia. Anything that kind of hints to a mysterious atmosphere, I really do enjoy. So looking forward to getting my teeth into that. And the other book is by Elena Ferrante. It's called My Brilliant Friend. And this says, a ravishing, generous-hearted novel. My brilliant friend tells the story of Eleanor and Lila, born in a poor but vibrant neighbourhood in Nepalese. Ferrante has created both an unforgettable portrait of two young women seeking to carve out a destiny for themselves, and the story of a city and a country undergoing momentous change. And I just love the sound of that one. It feels like it's got a lot of feminine power to it. And I think I will really enjoy having some connection with the characters and probably the author as well, which is really lovely. I am trying to find more ways to connect with different cultures through my reading, and have enjoyed learning about the history of other cultures by doing so, even if it's a fictional book. I have really loved reading stories from Black authors and have really found great power in those books, and I've just really loved exploring and supporting those particular authors. The last book I picked up was The Book That Wouldn't Burn, and this was just another one that seemed really dark and mysterious to me. I think it caught my eye because the cover art is just absolutely beautiful. It's probably the most stunning imagined library I've ever seen. My imagination runs wild just kind of looking at the cover. The blurb says, Ivar has lived his whole life trapped within a vast library, older than empires and larger than cities. Livira has spent hers in a tiny settlement out on the dust where nightmares stalk and no one goes. The world has never noticed them. That's about to change. We have been watching or rewatching the Avatar series, the cartoon, on Netflix, I believe, and the kind of first sentence of that really struck me as being very similar to one of the library episodes in Avatar. There's an ancient library with texts and parchments from all of the different bending styles, and there's an owl who keeps watch over the library to keep it safe, and it just really reminded me of that, particularly because I believe on the front cover there is a little owl in there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it just really reminded me of that, if he's trapped in a library and Go and watch the Avatar series, you'll understand what I mean, but I am very much looking forward to sinking my teeth into all of these books once I've finished before the coffee gets cold. It felt nice today to try and make things special, even if usually they wouldn't seem at all different or at all spectacular. It's sometimes just nice to romanticize the little things, like even putting the washing out. I was enjoying the sunshine on my skin and feeling the wind just brush past me, even if I did get smacked around a little bit by the washing when it blew in the wind. But it was just nice to be in the garden and to watch the clouds drift past in the sky and just kind of really like romanticizing the heck out of it. My favourite things in life are being outdoors, just watching Mother Nature be the all-powerful, amazing thing that she is, and I love seeing the flowers and the blue skies. I'm a sucker for a sunset. Any time spent outside I cherish, and I think I need to remind myself of that sometimes, particularly when I'm doing things like putting the washing on the line. I don't just need to be focusing on pegging things on the line. I can also take some time to look at the flowers, especially now we've got that flower bed in. It makes such a difference to our garden. I absolutely love it. Reading outside was a little bit difficult, particularly because the wind was so bad today. The time that I did spend out there reading was productive. When the weather has calmed down a little bit, I'll be able to read outside a lot more. I'm hoping that everyone who watches this video will be able to start living a bit more in the moment and really kind of romanticize their own lives, because it's so important to enjoy the little things in life. If we were only to wait for the big things to happen to be able to celebrate or just enjoy life, then it would be a pretty boring life. I do think it's sometimes hard to think of the things that are small that do make you happy, but I encourage you that when you do feel those things to immediately write them down. Make a note on your phone, grab a pen and write it in your notebook so that you can go back to it and remind yourself of what those things are and what you could do that day that would really make you smile or just feel a little bit of joy inside. I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe to my channel because there will be so much more content coming your way. I have loved spending time with you today, and I hope you feel the same. Come and connect with me on all my other socials. I'll put all of the links in the description below, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.